You may hear someone say, three beings in one being. That's illogical. The statement, three beings in one being, actually does violate the law of non-contradiction and is, in fact, illogical. But this isn't the correct definition of the Trinity. Hey everyone, this is 𝗧𝗓𝗘𝗗𝗏 for 𝗧𝗓𝗡𝗏𝗏.org. In a recent video on my YouTube channel, I offered answers to 5 apologetics questions that I think every Christian should learn to answer. Today, for Cross-Examined, I'm going to offer 5 more apologetics questions that every Christian should learn to answer. Now, these are bare-bones, quick responses that Christians can easily remember and articulate. The first question, did Jesus claim to be God? Although Jesus didn't stand up on a mountain and proclaim in English, "I am God," there's no doubt that he did claim to be God while on earth. In fact, he did that at least 3 times. Mark 14:61 through 62 records that after Jesus' arrest, when he stood trial before the Jewish court, he was asked point blank if he was the Messiah. He answered, "I am." And he went on to connect himself to a prophecy about the Son of Man in the book of Daniel. The high priest understood this as a claim to deity and tore his robes while calling for Jesus' execution. In John 10:30, the Jews asked Jesus if he was the Messiah. He told them the Father is greater than all, and then he said this, "I and the Father are one." Immediately they picked up stones to execute him for blasphemy. Now, John 8:58 is Jesus' most explicit claim to deity. One day, some Judeans asked Jesus, "Who do you think you are?" He answered, "Truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am." In this verse, Jesus wasn't just claiming to be God, but he was also claiming to be the actual God of the Old Testament, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For the Jews to whom Jesus was talking, it was clear that he was claiming to be God. And according to Jewish law, blasphemy was punishable by death. So all 3 times he made these claims, they tried to have him executed. In John 10:33, they said outright, "You, a mere man, claim to be God." The next apologetics question every Christian should learn how to answer is, did God command the Israelites to commit genocide? For many people, one of the most troubling Bible passages is when God commanded Israel to kill every living thing in the Canaanite land. This is found in Deuteronomy 20:16 through 18. Because of this, many skeptics have accused Yahweh of divine genocide. Genocide is defined as killing a large group of people because of their race, religion, or nationality. But in the case of the Canaanites, they weren't killed because of their race. They were executed as a decree of God's righteous judgment because of their unrepentant and horrific sin. The barbarity and wickedness of the Canaanite culture is documented in an article by Clay Jones called "We Don't Hate Sin, So We Don't Understand What Happened to the Canaanites." We'll link that below. As further proof that it wasn't about race, it should be noted that God later executed the same judgment on his own people for the same sin. In his mercy, God sent prophets to warn the Canaanites to repent of their heinous deeds. He even gave them hundreds of years to turn to him, yet they refused to listen. The Canaanite conquest wasn't genocide. It was capital punishment. The third question, is the concept of the Trinity a logical fallacy? According to the law of non-contradiction, 2 contradictory statements can't both be true at the same time and in the same sense. You may hear someone say, "Three beings in one being. That's illogical." The statement, "three beings in one being," actually does violate the law of non-contradiction and is, in fact, illogical. But this isn't the correct definition of the Trinity. The Trinity isn't 3 beings in one being, but 3 persons in one being. Personhood is defined as a distinct center of consciousness, and Trinity is one essence or being in 3 distinct persons. It may not be easy to comprehend, but it's not a logical fallacy. The fourth question, don't all religions basically say the same thing? So remember that law of non-contradiction we mentioned a minute ago? It's going to come in handy here. Keep in mind that 2 contradictory statements can't both be true at the same time and in the same sense. Let's apply that to 2 major world religions, Christianity and Islam. Both Christianity and Islam teach that Jesus existed and was a prophet. But Christianity teaches that Jesus died, while Islam teaches Jesus never died. Considering that the entire belief system of Christianity stands or falls based upon the resurrection of Jesus being a historical event, as we learn in 1 Corinthians 15:17, it really matters whether or not he actually died. In fact, if Islam is correct, then Christianity as a religion is fundamentally untrue. Although many religions agree on some moral principles, for example, that we should treat each other with kindness and help those in need, it's more important to look at their disagreements. These are core disagreements that violate the law of non-contradiction and can't both be true at the same time and in the same sense. Many religions have some beliefs in common, but at their core, all religions are not basically saying the same thing. The fifth and final question every Christian should learn to answer is there any scientific evidence for the existence of God? Well, contrary to what many atheists would have you believe, there's quite a bit of positive scientific evidence for the existence of God. There are several disciplines such as archaeology, intelligent design, and cosmology that are providing this evidence. Here's one example. The law of causation states that anything that had a beginning must have a cause. The consensus of modern science is that the universe is not eternal, but had a beginning point. Therefore, the universe had to be caused by something. The only thing that could have caused time, space, and matter to come into existence out of nothing would have to be something that is itself outside of time, space, and matter. And what would have the intelligence to make such a universe so finely tuned for the existence of life? Here's what it comes down to. Either a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, and immensely powerful cause, which happens to sound a lot like the God of the Bible, brought the universe into existence out of nothing, or nothing did. For more, you can go to 𝗬𝗧𝗔𝗫-𝗗𝗏 or check out �crossexamined.org.